CCP resists Christmas, netizens actually resisting economic recovery. China's economic deterioration, libraries turn into shelters for the unemployed. China's economic momentum lost, Goldman Sachs predicts bleak future for coming years. Fake exchange rates backing Chinese yuan, PBOC directive causes headaches businesses. Unprecedented changes, Caixin Weekly article criticizes Xi Jinping for misleading the country. It's all covered in today's China Truths. CCP resists Christmas, netizens actually resisting economic recovery. As previously reported, stringent regulatory demands from the CCP have subjected traditional Western holidays like Christmas to rigorous scrutiny and even boycotted. Some argue that boycotting Christmas in the face of CCP restrictions might actually impede China's economic recovery. Mainland human rights lawyer Pu Jiqiang shared his observations. In Beijing on Christmas Eve, there's no festive atmosphere. It's a missed opportunity for children's Christmas and New Year. What excellent business prospects. Initially, it was a time for businesses to thrive, factories to operate, and workers to have employment. Street vendors flourished during this period. However, current restrictions prevent them from celebrating foreign festivals, causing them to miss out on potential economic benefits. Pu added, "Isn't the objective to stimulate domestic demand and boost consumption? Isn't Christmas, celebrated globally, more significant than the barbecue market and Zibo? The economy has declined to such an extent in 2023. Let's not repeat this next year." An opinion article from the Chinese online media outlet Elephant conveyed a similar sentiment, emphasizing that for most young people, celebrating Christmas is not tied to religious beliefs. It's more about finding a reason to shop and enjoy food and drinks, offering a break from life's challenges. For businesses, Christmas serves as an additional marketing tactic. Tolerance, not boycott, is what Christmas requires. Yiwu in China holds the distinction of being the world's largest Christmas gift processing factory, contributing to the production of most global Christmas products with an annual output value exceeding $3 billion. The article questions whether boycotting Christmas could lead to the closure of these factories. If that were to happen, who would provide jobs, and who would generate $3 billion in foreign exchange? Some mainland netizens on Weibo commented that the current movement to boycott foreign festivals is gaining momentum. They argue, with the current challenging economic situation, boycotting Christmas essentially opposes the business activities of Chinese merchants, undermines national economic development, and harbors ill intentions. Another mainland netizen humorously remarked on Weibo, "Boycotting Christmas Eve and Christmas is pointless. How about boycotting those who owe wages and delay salary payments at the end of the year? Let's see if they dare." China's economic deterioration, libraries turn into shelters for the unemployed. China's economic challenges have led to a significant phenomenon where free libraries are increasingly becoming havens for the unemployed, supplanting Starbucks as the preferred refuge. The Library Index has emerged as an informal metric for tracking China's unemployment rate. During the first half of this year, China experienced a peak in youth unemployment, reaching a record 21.3%. However, official disclosure of this data ceased from August onwards. As of December 15, official statistics reported a nationwide urban surveyed unemployment rate of 5% for November, the lowest since December 2021. However, experts widely consider this figure to be a substantial underestimation. Economists argue, given that the majority of China's rural population is excluded from the survey, this figure fails to capture the recent increase in full-time job losses. People working just 1 hour or more per week are still counted as employed. Even though unemployed Chinese youth aren't reflected in official statistics, they are increasingly visible in libraries. Numerous videos shared on Chinese social media depict libraries in major cities such as Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen consistently crowded, even on weekdays. These spaces are occupied by unemployed young and middle-aged individuals who, after losing their jobs, prefer not to stay at home to avoid causing concern for their families. Instead, they bring laptops to libraries, creating a semblance of work. In a recent video on Douyin, a user asserted that the Library Index serves as an indicator for China's unemployment rate. He explained, At 8 a.m., the scenes at the entrances of libraries across the country provide first-hand data. By observing the length of the queues outside the libraries in the morning and checking for available seats inside half an hour later, you can understand whether the youth unemployment rate is worsening or improving. These young people are predominantly unemployed individuals, including recent graduates preparing for postgraduate exams, those who have lost confidence in job hunting and are preparing for civil service exams, or individuals planning to study abroad and taking the IELTS. There are even those who, after losing their jobs, lie to their wives and say they are going to work. Articles online describe a scenario where every morning at 8 or 9, young people pretending to work arrive punctually at the library, coffee shops, parks, or even the massage chair rest areas in malls to work, and they finish work promptly at 5 or 6 in the afternoon. Going through the same morning and evening rush hours, spending the entire day in the same spot, the most significant difference between them and hourly workers lies in the fact that they have no work to do and no salary to receive. China's economic momentum lost. Goldman Sachs predicts bleak future for coming years. After a brief economic rebound in Q3, China is grappling with renewed challenges, marked by a substantial drop in imports, a manufacturing downturn, intensified monetary tightening, and the exit of foreign capital, all contributing to a further slowdown in economic momentum. In a December 25 report from Tech News, Nike, a major global sportswear company, issued a warning, foreseeing weakened revenues in early 2024 due to a sluggish Chinese market. Consequently, the company plans to cut $2 billion in costs over the next 3 years, including significant layoffs, a move signaling caution to foreign businesses in China. Simultaneously, Apple reported a 2.2% decline in Q3 revenue in China, totaling $15.1 billion, well below Wall Street's $17 billion prediction. Apple is also under pressure from Chinese authorities to discourage employees from using foreign brands like iPhones. The report highlights China's economic instability, resulting in reduced consumer spending, increased precautionary savings, and signs of deflation, prompting foreign investors to withdraw. Goldman Sachs CEO emphasizes that China is currently gripped by a negative animal spirit, suggesting a pessimistic mindset prevailing among individuals, consumers, or investors. Concluding from an academic standpoint, the report predicts that China's economic growth will likely remain below trend for a substantial period. Earlier, on December 18, the Wall Street Journal issued a warning, indicating further signs of the Chinese economic recovery losing momentum. The report reveals pessimistic economic data released on December 15. While it may appear that the Chinese economy achieved year-on-year growth in November, economists caution that this is due to severe impacts from strict pandemic measures during the same period last year, creating a comparatively worse scenario. In contrast, the data for November this year suggests growth. Citing Yao Wei, chief China economist at Société Générale, the report expresses concern about the primary worry for the Chinese economy: insufficient demand, particularly from households. Larry Hu, chief China economist at Macquarie, asserts that the ongoing softness in the real estate industry remains the most significant hindrance to economic growth. The persistent weakness in China's real estate market shows no signs of improvement, with the decline in new home prices in major cities accelerating in November. Additionally, the growth rates of investment and consumer spending last month fell below expectations. Despite Beijing's earlier stimulus measures, such as interest rate cuts, extended tax incentives, and reduced mortgage costs, these efforts have had minimal impact due to various challenges faced by the Chinese economy. In November, both real estate development investment and residential sales further declined. Moreover, the CCP's official claim that the urban unemployment rate was 5% in November has been met with skepticism from economists and analysts regarding the reliability of this data. Fake exchange rates backing Chinese yuan, PBOC directive causes headaches businesses. This year, the CCP's central bank has employed manipulated reference exchange rates to protect the weakening yuan, inadvertently causing harm to businesses. Traditionally, Chinese companies use the daily People's Bank of China, PBOC, set price for foreign exchange accounting, but since June, the box rate has consistently exceeded the market's spot rate. This discrepancy has led to lower yuan calculated values on corporate balance sheets and recorded losses, exemplified by Whirlpool China Company's 31.4 million yuan unrealized loss. Whirlpool China Co. is principally engaged in manufacturing and distributing household electrical appliances. The challenges underscore distortions from the CCP's controlled monetary policy, prompting some companies to consider adopting the market-influenced yuan spot exchange rate. Many businesses use the US dollar to yuan midpoint rate, leading analysts to note a significant disparity between spot and fixed prices. Bloomberg data reveals BOC's consistent maintenance of the fixing price well above the spot rate, contributing to the yuan's 3% fall against the dollar. Despite causing headaches for Chinese companies, it is unlikely that the use of reference exchange rates will alter the People's Bank of China's currency management approach. Unprecedented changes. Caixin Weekly article criticizes Xi Jinping for misleading the country. On December 25, Caixin Weekly, an officially affiliated publication, released an editorial highlighting significant changes within the Chinese Communist Party, unprecedented in a century, and grappling with internal and external challenges. The editorial referenced CCP leader Xi Jinping, who cautioned that deviating from the pursuit of truth from facts would lead to errors for both the party and the nation. In more detail, in a piece titled "Reviewing the Ideological Line of Seeking Truth from Facts," the editorial quoted former CCP leader Deng Xiaoping, emphasizing that the success of reform and opening up relies on practical experience and seeking truth from facts rather than rigid adherence to doctrines. The article also referenced Xi Jinping's assertion that consistently adhering to seeking truth from facts can revitalize both the party and the nation. Conversely, departing from this principle leads to mistakes for the party and the country. It argued that revisiting the ideological stance of seeking truth from facts aims to move away from dogma and directly confront reality. The editorial recounted the Cultural Revolution era when, despite the national economy teetering on collapse, the official narrative insisted that the situation is excellent and getting better. In reality, people's livelihoods suffered, poverty increased, and the country not only lagged behind developed nations but also trailed neighboring regions that were advancing. The article highlighted present challenges, such as sluggish private sector growth, diminishing social expectations, emerging fiscal and financial risks, and intensifying social security issues. These challenges not only impact the national agenda but also affect people's lives. On the diplomatic front, grappling with a global anti-globalization trend, the prevalence of populist ideologies, escalating disconnections, and rising geopolitical conflicts, the article underscored the importance of accurately assessing China's strength. In conclusion, the article emphasized that China is currently experiencing an unparalleled transformation after a century, facing a multitude of internal and external challenges. It asserted that comprehensive deepening of reform and opening up is the path forward, emphasizing the need for humility, caution, and guarding against arrogance and impetuosity. Upon release, the article triggered extensive discussions. Many internet users believe that, using official language, the article critiques Xi Jinping for implementing regressive policies in politics and the economy, resulting in hardships for the people. Some argue that Caixin has essentially declared war on Xi Jinping, revealing internal divisions within the CCP. Independent commentator Kai Shunkuan on the X platform commented, "Some believe that this editorial subtly criticizes a significant regression in political and economic matters, echoing the public's grievances. Others feel that such voices are still weak, and while everyone understands the reasoning, there is no decisive force to support it." Engineer Thomas Lin Lee urged the Chinese people to rise up in resistance. With every retrogressive step, each individual's power is limited. Initiating resistance should be done in the safest way, but opposition must be voiced. Every feeble voice, when gathered together, may have a chance for change. Rational voices, thumbs up. American journalist Ronald Simmons expressed his views on the X platform, stating that in his opinion, the economic situation in the PRC is likely to remain unchanged for a considerable period, allowing a buffer time for those contemplating immigration. Even if the status quo persists, it would be considered quite favorable. Currently, without intervening in the political system, most aspects of the economy that can be opened have already been opened. Further economic openness would inevitably encroach on the political rights of the CCP. He believes the CCP would rather let the economy stagnate than relinquish political power. However, following the controversial Caixin Weekly article, it was promptly removed. On December 26, a reporter from NTD Television found that the Caixin website had taken down the article, and the app version was also unavailable. Relevant reports from Caixin's official Weibo account were also deleted. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.